Hi, I'm Marie Brennan, and I'm going to be reading a bit from my novella Cold Forged Flame. It is one of two novellas. I'm only going to read from the first because there are massive spoilers from the second, but this should give you a sense of the flavor of it. The sound of the horn pierces the Aperon, shattering the stillness of that realm. Its clarion call creates ripples, substance, something more. It is a summons, a command. There is will. There is need. And so, in reply, there is a woman. She comes into existence atop a flat, rough slab of stone. In the first few instants, as the sound of the horn fades, that stone consumes all her attention, its pitted, weathered surface shedding grit against her knuckles where her fist is braced. It is ancient, that stone, and full of memory, as she herself is not. She lifts her head to find she is not alone. 9 people stand in a loose arc in front of where she kneels. 6 men, 3 women, with torches all around throwing their features into shifting, untrustworthy relief. Pale, all of them, much paler than her. The torchlight lends their skin a false warmth, brightens their hair to gold or fire's orange. Every last one of them, she thinks, is holding their breath, watching her. On the ground before her lies the corpse of a bull, its throat neatly slit. Some of the blood fills a silver bowl set at the foot of the stone, while the rest soaks quietly into the grass. At the sight of it, her muscles tense abruptly, as if lightning has shot through her veins. They're still watching her. They carry knives, the men and women alike, and when her free hand moves, it finds nothing at her own side. There should be a weapon, but there isn't, which means these people have the advantage. It isn't a good way to start. She licks her lips, finds everything moves as it should, tests her voice. "Who the hell are you?" The words come out like a whip crack, breaking the quiet of the night. The man at the center of the arc straightens. He grips a curved horn in one hand, a blood-stained knife in the other. He is the one who sounded the call, the one who slit the bull's throat. Drawing in a deep breath, he gives the horn to the woman at his side and steps forward. He is older than the others, his hair and beard gray beneath the fire's false color, and the pin that holds his draped garment at his shoulder is richly worked gold. A leader of some kind. She focuses on him almost as intensely as she had upon the stone. In the tone of one speaking with ritual intent, he says, "I am Ecton Colsimnon, Cruish of my people, and I bind you to this task, to bring us blood from the cauldron of the Llyn." The weight of it has been there all this time, lost beneath the sights and sounds, the scent of blood in the air. At his declaration, she feels that weight solidify around her, binding with a strength beyond any rope or chain. She is caught, has been since the first instant, with no hope of escape. The fury of it drives her from stillness. In one fluid motion, she rises from her crouch and leaps over the silver bowl of blood, the cooling body of the bull, to land in front of the leader. He has a knife and she doesn't, but it doesn't matter. At first, because she's determined to kill him anyway, and then because she can't. Her hand slams to a halt before she can touch him. It doesn't stop him from lurching backward. His eyes are wide with fear, but not surprise. So, he knew she couldn't hurt him, but his confidence in that protection was less than absolute. Her lips skin back in a fierce smile. "You're safe. How about the rest of them?" "Please." He drops to his knees, hands raised in a gesture of peace. Then he notices the bloody knife he still clutches and lays it down hastily. "Please, we mean you no harm. We only need you to do something for us. When that's done, you will be free to go, with our blessings and our thanks. You have my word." What good is his word when he's a stranger to her? Ecton Simnin, Cruish of his people, sounds with no meaning. She knows blood. She knows knives. She doesn't know him. She casts a cold stare across the others. They've clumped together for comfort and safety, backing up toward one of the tall stones that ring this place. None of them have laid down their knives. They won't attack her, though. They need her for something. To bring them blood from the cauldron of the Llyn, whoever or whatever that might be. So they'll be hesitant if she goes for them. She felt the easy response of her body when she leapt from the stone, how readily her muscles answered her call. She's pretty sure she could kill 1, 2, maybe even 3 before they subdue her. Part of her wants to do it, just for what they've done, binding her to their will. It won't accomplish anything, of course. That's the meaning of the lead weighing down her bones. Sooner or later she will have to do as this man commands, whether she kills everyone he brought with him or not. The only thing murder would accomplish would be to turn him against her, assuming he actually means what he said about letting her go afterward. But there's a significant part of her that wants to say fuck it and kill them anyway. Please, the Kruish whispers. It draws her attention back to him, which is probably what he intended. He's arranged himself more formally now, with his hands curled into fists and set against the ground. I could bind you not to harm them, but I don't want to. All I want is for you to bring us the blood. What tugs at her now isn't the binding. It's curiosity. Why do you need it? What's so special about this blood? He shakes his head. It's better if I don't tell you. Her breath huffs out in disbelief. Right. Then let's try something else. Who or what is the Chian? Where can I find this cauldron? A dead leaf clings to his knuckle when he lifts one hand to gesture at a young man watching from nearby. She can see a family resemblance in the wide-set eyes, the rounded cheeks that have fallen into jowls on the Kruish. Therdiad will take you, as far as he can go. That isn't an answer. Forgive me. He sets his fist back down, bows forward until his head nearly touches the ground. She can see his arms shaking as he bends. From age or nerves, maybe both. I understand your frustration. I don't think you do. She drops to one knee and seizes the collar of his tunic. It's partly a test. Yes, she can touch him, so long as she doesn't plan on inflicting bodily harm. But maybe he doesn't know that, because a small sound of fear escapes him when her hand closes around the fabric and jerks him up from his bow. In a low voice, iron-hard with anger, she says, I have nothing. I don't know who you are. I don't know who I am. I don't know where this place is, what is going on, or why the fuck you need me to do this for you, apart from guessing that you're a coward too scared to do it for himself. All I know is that apparently I have no choice. I have to do what you say. The least you owe me in return is some information. He sags in her grip, not fighting. I do this for the good of my people. Your people don't mean a damned thing to me. I know, and you have no reason to believe me. When you return, I promise I will answer your questions, all of them, as completely as I can. You are right that I owe you that. But for now, his mouth trembles, then steadies. I do this for your own good as well. The less you know, the safer you will be. A snarl builds in her throat. She asks questions, and he gives her only a paradox in return. If what he says is true, there must be a reason. But if what he says is true, then he can't tell her that reason, not without defeating his own purpose. Which means she's supposed to trust him. Every instinct rebels at that thought. He's a stranger. No, worse. He's the man holding her leash. There's no basis in that for trust. And she has nothing to draw on for strength or reassurance, because inside her there's a gaping void, an abyss where everything should be. Memory, understanding, knowledge, her sense of self. She might as well be dying of thirst in the desert, and he's holding a skin of water, warning her that it's poisoned. How the hell do I even know what a desert is? That question loosens her grip. The Kruish scrambles out of range, standing once more. He reaches below the collar of his tunic and draws out a vial on a cord, which he offers to her with an unsteady hand. But when he speaks, his voice is stronger. Please, I swear to you on my sister's heart that I will give you everything when you return. An explanation, your freedom, any gifts of gold or supply that we can give you. But you must go. When he says that, the hook buried in her spirit tugs in response. Yes, she has to go. But she also has to come back. He doesn't flinch when she snatches the vial from his hand like a cat taking its prey. When she fixes her gaze on him, though, he shivers. She takes black satisfaction in that. If you don't make good on your promise, she says, then I swear on my own blood, you will pay for it. The lightning in her body sparks in response. So that is the opening of Cold Forged Flame, which is on sale in ebook format in the Bookview Cafe bookstore.